Hi, this is Steve Lentini, and I'm your host for the podcast Different Thinking for Different Times. First, I want to start out by thanking all my listeners from around the world: the Czech Republic, Poland, Australia, Singapore, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, the Netherlands, Algeria, Romania, Germany, Russia, Belgium, India, South Africa, Canada, Greece, Ireland, and of course, United States. Thank you all for listening. And probably some of you have been challenged by some of my thoughts, but it's based on an experience, a near death experience, or as I call it, a death experience, a croaking experience. Death is not all that it's cracked up to be. That I live now after that experience from the inside out. Nothing from here was there. I mean, one second I was in intensive care, and the next second, I was one with the infinite, one with the light, one with infinite mercy, infinite grace, infinite now, infinite now. That's all there was. There was no past or no future. And back in my body, I realized how small minded my thinking was. I call it the acorn brain now. And that being one with the infinite, one with God, the goddess, the divine, the Buddha, the Brahma, the Abraham, the Mashua, the Christ consciousness, the Muhammad. It didn't matter what I called it. I mean, for me, it was God. It still is God. It's easier to say God than to explain. And I can tell you that it's in the now. It's the divine. I could say the now, and I'm honoring God because the divine never takes its attention off this existence. As I talked about in the last episode, imagine, try to ponder what created this with so many different variations of life, millions and millions of tiny, tiny things that we can't even see, and probably millions and millions of things that are so big for us to see as well, like the universe itself. So, all these different life forms, all of life is vibrating through everything here on this planet. And then there comes our own small-minded thinking. We try to picture God and model God based on our own limited acorn brain. I realized how impossible it is. And at the same time, it's my job to overcome all small-minded thinking. There were no religions, there were no sexes, there was no mention of sexual preferences or political points of view or nationalities or countries or who was better or CEOs or people that shined shoes or cut hair, or everyone was the same. Every soul was the same. Where we go from here in what I now call what's next, we go from this to that. I mean, one second I'm in intensive care in my body. In the next second, I'm one with the infinite, one with everything and nothing. How fascinating is that? In fact, there are authors over the ages have written about being willing to be nothing here during this existence can help us from not reacting in the moment to overcoming small-minded thinking. Someone can have an opinion about us or even say something, and we could just say in our mind, "That's nothing." You don't have to respond. And when you think of people that are upset over, let's say, today's circumstances, just look at our leaders. They don't model a good behavior, yet they make everyone around them wrong for not having a behavior that they think everyone else should be striving toward. Yet just look at the finger pointing on either side, doesn't matter, or any side, because there's countries that have multiple political parties. And because they're so attached to outside, to having power, a title, a name, the esteem, the rank. I'm an expert. I'm a politician. I'm a diplomat. I'm a homeowner. I'm an author. It doesn't matter. I'm a dog walker. They're all the same when we leave the body. Nothing from here was there, and nothing from here is there. It couldn't be because this is small-minded. Think about all the small-minded thoughts that you have. I know I have them. I still have them. But I've made it my journey and my mission to overcome them, and I'm working every day on developing a level of thinking above my thinking, the observer level. And that's how I can overcome it gradually. It's a journey. Will I reach perfection? Yes. When I go back to what's next, when I leave this body, it's all perfect. And by the way, so is this. We think there's things that are out of order. There's not. They're all here happening so we can learn and grow. Even things we call heinous or tragic or disastrous, or deaths of loved ones or friends or family or accidents or weather. It's all happening so that we can learn and grow. Do you think for 1 second what created this, that what created this left anything out of order? It's all happening as it should so that we can have our human experience. And we have free will so that we can make choices and we can learn from cause and effect. We can learn when we look at life as feedback and we get the result from something we've said or something we've done or someone we've heard and maybe we didn't even know it. Or we have judgments about another race or another sex or someone's sexual preference or their political party or whatever it is. It's small-minded. And that's what I'm spending the rest of my days. I don't know when it would be. I was 50 years old when that happened 19 years ago, almost 19 years ago. November 18th this year, it'll be 19 years since that happened. November 18th, 2002. 1 second I was in intensive care, and next second, as I said, one with the infinite. In the moment, there was only the now. That's what taught me the now is where God is, or whatever we call that life force. In the now, that helps me and reminds me and makes me accepting of what shows up. And I have to tell you, my acorn brain still wants to fight reality. As Eckhart Tolle says, some people think reality is nuts. And he says, when you fight life, life fights you. All of that makes so much sense to me now. I read his book years before I croaked, moved from this to that, to what's next, or died, as some people are so afraid of. Imagine this has been around for billions of years. It'll be around for billions of years more, and we hang on so tightly to this existence that we fear death. We should embrace every moment because we know not when it comes. That day that I ended up in the ambulance on November 13th, 5 days earlier, I had no idea I was going to be in intensive care and pass away 5 days later. And it was all okay because I was grateful for the experience, even getting in the ambulance, that somehow I knew just be in the now, just let it go. I had a knowing even before I had the experience of leaving my body. And it's an amazing experience. And I hope you all live a long life. I hope it doesn't come in the next 5 minutes. And it might. Have you left everything the way you've wanted it? Have you overcome small-minded thinking with someone? Maybe an apology's required somewhere. maybe asking for forgiveness, or maybe you forgiving all those around you because we're all only human. Some come in our life maybe to teach us forgiveness. I know I've taught forgiveness to a few people in my day, and they have taught me the same. I'm learning to be fully in the moment and noticing all the opportunities I get to serve the life force, God, the universe, because I get people that cross my radar that need help. They come across my plate in the moment, whether it's a family member or a stranger. So think about overcoming small minded thinking and start to be fully in the now and appreciate it as the divine inviting you to experience it fully with all our limitations while you're in your body. See if it makes a difference. Prove it to yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just sharing with you what happened for me, the gift I was given that day, November 18th, 2002. I wish you all a divine moment every day. If you'd like to be interviewed by me or be on the show or even challenge me, you can email me, steve@stevelentini.com. Steve at Steve, L is in Linda, E-N is in Nancy, T is in Tom, INI.com. And thank you again to all my listeners around the world. I'm grateful. Share the message. You too can help. Thanks.